If you're wondering what's the best way to hold the ball and have the best toss, well, this is the video you need to watch. In this video, I'm going to explain a very simple drill that can really dramatically help you improve your toss, so stay tuned. So like I said, in this video I'm going to show you a very simple drill you can use to improve your toss today. Now, one of the biggest things that I think most players struggle with is the toss. And it's so simple, but yet it's so difficult at the same time. How is that? Now, the reason why the toss is so important is because if you don't get the toss right, more than likely everything else is going to crumble around it. If you can't get the toss right, you're not going to have a consistent serve. If you can't have a consistent serve, you're always going to probably be on the defense after your serve. You can see where this is going. It's just downhill from here, just because of your toss. So, what's the simple drill I have for you? Simply just drop the ball. Think about it. The way I want you to toss is where we hold the ball, and as we release the ball, we're not going to have that much rotation on the ball. The reason why we don't want rotation, because it means it rolled out of our fingers, and if it rolls, it's not going to be on the line we want. Okay? So what we want to do is make sure that when we're tossing the ball and we release, the release doesn't have any rotation on it. So that means we just completely open our hand and let the ball go. How do we want to do that? First of all, we don't want to hold the ball at the bottom of my hand because that's going to cause it to roll. And we don't want to have this uncomfortable part where it's on the fingertips. We want to have it a little bit below. So how do you practice this? Very simple. How would you hold it to drop it? Now, this seems very awkward to drop a ball that way. More than likely, I don't want to say if you're normal, but if you're going to hold the ball, you're going to hold it somewhat like this with your fingertips. So you can just simply open up your fingertips and let the ball drop. This is the exact way that I want you to work on practicing letting the ball drop. Once you've kind of mastered the ball drop, then we want to talk about the tossing arm, tossing mechanics. Very simple. As when we toss, I like to always have some point of contact. I feel like all the pros have some point of contact when you're about to serve, meaning that they have the ball touching the racket, the hand touching the racket. There's a point of reference of contact, okay? Now, with this reference of contact, we want to hold that ball in the way we would release before and just turn it over. Now, the motion of our toss is going to simply come down on the inside of my leg, and I'm going to lift up my arm. Really important that I'm not lifting my elbow. I'm not just throwing the ball up. I see a lot of these like short tosses. The biggest thing is you want to think of is just lifting your arm up and then opening your hand. As if the ball wasn't there and you were just lifting your hand up. If there was something heavy in your hand, even if you had your racket, another great drill is just to simply hold and lift your racket. You wouldn't do this to lift your racket. You see what happens when I do this? The racket comes out of my hand. But if I just hold it, get it balanced there, and then lift, okay, that's the exact same motion we want for your toss. So I'm going to hold it here. I'm going to let it come on the inside of my leg, and I'm just going to lift. Bingo. Now, in the process of having the ball come up, you will have a little bit of drift. I'm going to release the ball eye level and let the ball usually drift a tiny bit to my left, okay? We don't want it hooking all the way where I'm catching it behind me, but you will have, and you will see, Roger Federer, all these guys, they have a little bit of drift, okay? I prefer in the beginning to just get used to where you can release and then catch the ball in the same spot. That means the toss is nice and consistent. And then if you do want to add a little drift, that just means as you come up, you're going to create a little arc with your tossing motion that creates that arc in the toss, okay? So that's very simple, okay? So now, real live demo. Toss, and I'm not trying to kill the ball. Go through after you've done the tossing drill, and all I want you to do is combine the toss and the throwing mechanics. Or the hitting mechanics, because a lot of times we practice our toss, but we never add in the rest of our body. So what happens is when we actually go out to play, everything else throws off our toss. So it's really important that as you get better with your toss, that you actually start putting everything into motion so you can make sure everything stays the same. So that's my simple tip that you can go out and try that will dramatically improve your toss, okay? So go out, play tough, leave me a like below or a comment if you have any. Make sure you subscribe to Total Tennis Domination to get more great free videos just like this one. Go out and play tough.